All right, hey everybody. Welcome to our karate workshop. We have Mr. Derek and Gary Edwards. They are Studio 256 here in Wadesboro on the corner, right across from Barbershop School.
Wade and Rutherford.
Right, on the corner of Wade and Rutherford. I grew up in Wadesboro, so I should know. But they're here today, and they're going to they're black belts. Right?
We're third-degree black belts.
Third-degree black belts.
Both of us are third-degree black belts. Excuse me, so y'all can kind of hear
Yeah,
we're keeping distance. Both of us are third-degree black belts. We both have black belt in nunchuck. We have black belt in cane, and we're working on a black belt in bow staff. So we've got multiple black belts, but we're both third-degree black belts in Kempo karate.
So we got some high-level black belts in the building. So we're gonna get some special techniques and things maybe this evening. So
we have a little dragon suit of promise, which I think is a lot similar to what y'all have, and I think that's what you're getting at, right?
Yes.
We kind of have one that goes, I promise to be a good person, put knowledge in my mind, honesty in my heart, strength in my body, and have lots and lots of good friends. We emphasize good friends because, you know, kids at a young age might not be able to tell the difference between a good friend and a bad friend, you know, so we try to start them off early. If you want good friends in life.
There we go. So a lot of good things, a great philosophy to follow by. So let's kick things off. I say we get into maybe some different techniques or warm-ups that you all do.
So typically, I mean, we do 15 minutes of exercise and stretching. I won't bore y'all with all that. I mean, I know it's healthy living is what y'all's goal is. It's our goal also. We tend to have some other things that we do. We'd like to demonstrate for you. Like we have several different katas, but we'll show y'all one of the basic katas that we have that we do for first-degree black belts. So we start off raise stance, attention stance, name our kata. Our kata's name is Shirenji Shodan Kata. And then we go from there, peace, war, peace over war, bow, and then we break out. And then we begin. Here. Yeah. Now, a lot of times when we bow, we tell everybody, when we bow, we always bow. We do peace, war, peace over war, and we bow with our hands turned outwards and always our head down, showing that we have respect and trust for the other person. We trust that that other person's not going to kick us or attack us or something like that. If you was to turn it the other way and face them with your eyes, it means you don't have trust for them. So we try to, people in the dojo, you typically have trust for them. So you always greet them as such. We are going to go through a couple of what we call formals. And it's a group of techniques that you learn over time. It's like they're scripted. Then we'll go into what we call informals, which, you know, is learned after black belt. So you start getting into informals and stuff like that. And we might have Sam get out here with us and throw him around a little bit if y'all don't mind. Everybody show me a thumbs up for Sam getting out here. So the first one, we'll do number one. You want to do it? All right. We'll demonstrate. You'll turn this way so you can see. We're going to switch spots. There's some better viewing than others. That would be our formal number one. Then we'll go to formal number two. That was actually formal number 5, but we're just skipping around some on them. Remember? That's right. That was another one of the formals we did as scripted. We're going to go into a couple of unscripted, which are called informals. Can y'all hear me good? Everybody still good? Yes. Now, our classes range, we'll take 4-year-old or high 3-year-old. We typically, just to run through some of the stuff that we do, we typically, as long as they're potty trained and they can follow directions. So we'll take them out and we'll put them in here with us, or a lot of times with Garrett, because the kids will tend to, you know, lean more toward him than toward me because he's, you know, younger, not an adult with a beard or whatever, you know. So then, but we'll take them all the way up to, we take adults and everything else. We still teach in Charlotte also on Tuesdays. And we got an 80-year-old that practices with us. So it's not, I started late in life. I started at 40. So if that tells you anything, it's not just for the young, it's good for fitness and everything else. We're gonna go now and show you what we gonna do shirt grab. All right, so we're gonna do a shirt grab here and show y'all a for instance on this one.
Oh, no, don't hurt me.
I'll turn the other way, go again. We'll turn the other way, give y'all a different view of the same technique. Now, in class, we always slap the mat. That tells the other person that, okay, it's starting to hurt, you're going too far, or whatever, you know. You don't want to get to the point where you hurt your friend or, you know, your partner. We always have a rule that, you know, if one of us gets hurt by a bad technique that one of us did, if he has to sit out for 6 weeks, because look, accidents happen. I'm not saying that it's always, and we haven't really ever had an accident, but if he breaks his wrist or a pinky or something, if he's got to sit out for 6 weeks, we make that other person sit out too, because you as a good partner should take care of your partner. I mean, this is us. This is my partner, you know. We got trust in each other. If we don't, then you're going to get hurt. What's next in that? Yeah, let's get Sam out here real quick. We'll show you one with Sam. We kind of, just to show you that it's not just, you know, me and Garrett doing it, that, oh yeah, of course it's going to go down because it's Garrett. I'm going to do something similar to Sam, which we kind of did it the other day, at least so he knew what it was coming. So if he was to grab my collar, go ahead. Either way. So we always hold our hands up, right? You always want to be in I hate to say a defenseless position, but it puts you in non-confrontational. I don't want no trouble, man, just that no. We always loosen up. We either loosen up to the shin or we loosen up with a smack, right? So we'll smack him. We can come across. I grab his wrist and I pin it to my chest. This one finger here, I don't know if y'all can see. I can take him down.
Yeah.
You feel that? Go with it, don't fight. When he's starting to go. Typically, he would let loose with the other hand to try to get loose. You can let loose if you want. And then we just do a simple one of serve teeth. Go down. So you don't get hurt. There you go. And then as I got him here, I don't know if y'all can still see, I'm going to walk around him. Typically, we would walk out far enough to where if I walk straight across him, he's going to punch up and hit. Yeah. So typically, we'd walk out around, pull him over to his belly, and just pull your hand out from under you so you slap the mat and it starts to hurt. So, and then I push down like that. Did you feel that? Oh, yeah. That's one, and then you got chicken wing, stuff like that. But if you roll back over on your back, I'll show y'all another quick one. You can get them here. These are all called wrist locks. We call them my heart use because that's how you hold his hand, like, you know, like it's a heart. So I got your hand there, you feel that? We'd get them up on the side, kick them, get them up on the side, just get like that. I don't know if y'all can see, let's turn around. Turn around this way so they can see. Sometimes you get in awkward position. So this is called the gooseneck. I would put, just relax. I would put a knee here, a knee to the side of the space. I would take this hand and I would pull up, slap the mat. So if I didn't put my knees there, I would just lift them straight up, right? So I wouldn't put no pressure on them. That's one of the good ones you could have.
Yeah, that first report said it was Joe. Is that the tendon, I guess?
Yes, the tendons, like some people are super flexible, I'm not.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm kind of stiff.
If he gets me in some,
Yeah.
I go to my knees, quick. It's easy to do. There's a couple of other ones
What
that,
was the other one where you was like the bear hug or something like that?
you want me to show it with you or with him?
Is that the one where you throw?
That's not one of them. It's a different one.
I'll let you get it.
So bear hugs me. So there's different bear hugs. People will come in either over shoulder, over arms, or they'll come to underarm, or they'll come under your arms. That's all dependent on how they grab you to what you would do. If he grabbed me like this, I'm gonna take his hand, I'm gonna make a fist. I've got a knuckle out right there. I'm gonna take that fist, I'm gonna rub the top of his hand till he releases. I'll throw that hand away, I'll come back into another wrist grab, and I can take him down to the ground from there. A lot of times it's just a matter of getting away. I just want to get away. You know what I mean? Look, I'm not wanting to tussle with somebody on the ground, but if it goes to that, we teach that also to where, if you end up 90% of the time when people are fighting, they end up on the ground. So you got to be able to protect yourself on the ground as well as, up here doing it. The goal and objective is to go home to get away. So if that means you get away fast, get away. Or if you can do it without confrontation, I don't want no problem, turn and run. Man, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to go home at the end of the day. We'll do a couple more. You want to do the throw? One of them? All right, so my son's dying to show y'all that size doesn't matter. Now, he's gotten to be a big boy now, he's 14, but I still got some pounds on him. But I don't know if it'll fit all in the screen. We'll try to switch back this way a little bit more. Keep me off of the mirror. So he's gonna do a move to throw me. Overhead. So we're gonna go, this is called an overhead. We're gonna walk through it first.
Okay.
We're gonna explain it to you real quick. So I would come in with the overhead and he would go into an X block. See, he turns around fast, and when he does, right, he's gonna come down. He's gonna come down like that, and it's gonna throw me to the ground. So I guess. Ready? So we go here, he blocks. And again, that's a good partner. And by the way, my neck hurts today. So some of the things I was like, I'm not gonna just let him throw me around and finish off my neck for the week. There's a lot of different scenarios. Like I said, even if he does do two-handed choke, a lot of people don't understand that when somebody gets you in the chokehold, you got a matter of seconds to decide what you're gonna do. They cut off that, even if it's from behind like this, you gotta figure out something to get your airway passed or to get out of it. A lot of two-handed chokes aren't gonna happen just out in the open. They're gonna push you up against the wall or something like that. We got several. You always want to bring your arms up like this. Again, non-confrontation. I'm here, got my arms up. I'm kind of protecting my airway by putting my head in them. One of the things we do is we'll lock this hand in. I know it might be hard for y'all to see. Lock this hand in when we do it. And when I turn, come down, if he wouldn't release that hand, which 9 times out of 10, it's going to be locked in there and he can't. I'm going to break his hand by just coming straight down. There's a lot of different ones like that. What was the other one? There you go. And then he's got both arms cocked. And if you didn't know what you was doing, 9 times out of 10, your arms will turn out that way. I always now just automatically turn my arms in because we know what we're going to do. But when he comes up like that, it's going to pop your elbows. It's not a good position to be in. Let me get one thing real quick. We'll show y'all something. Yeah. You want to do that? I don't know what you want to do. So again, like I said, we have training in cane where I like the cane because it's an everyday cane. I mean, there's nothing special about this cane. It's a wooden cane. The only difference is mine has a bigger hook on it where I can spin it and stuff like that and do different things with it. But you can take a cane anywhere. You can take a cane to the airport. You can take a cane. I mean, if something was to happen on a plane, you know, heaven forbid, you can defend yourself with a cane. There's a lot of stuff you can do that, you know, we teach, but that's, again, later on, you know, we teach the wee ones, the little ones, the curriculum first. Your black belt, from the time you start to your black belt, is all curriculum. So you won't get into weapons till later on. And you want to do that too? Yeah, so me and my son Garrett, we practice with a lot of different weapons. I mean, Sam, if you want to come out here, he can show you that this doesn't have a blade on it. It's a metal, but there's no sharp, it's blunt.
Yeah. Okay.
So me and him practice with these, but we usually practice with plastic ones.
Yeah.
And some of the plastic ones, you have to file down the end because they'll get a little sharp and might get to the side. Which one will do this? So we always tell people in weapons class and stuff like that, if you're going up against a knife or something like that, you're going to get cut. You gotta know where to get cut. You don't want to get cut on the inside of your arms. You want to try to always use the back side because you don't have the veins and stuff like that there. So you try to use different parts of your arms. This is one of the ones that my son likes to do, and I'll show you. It's like if I was to come in overhead full, he'd take it and turn it back into me. So there's that, there's straight. Let me get that there. So if you remember, that's the one where we take down, and then you can do the same thing, take it back home. You always gotta be conscious of where you're stepping though, because they'll still have a free hand. What's the other one? There's yeah. You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right. Some of them I want to take down. But here, I'll take it down. Yep. You always want to take your weapon out of the hand. Basically, it's a sweep technique. You're sweeping the leg. I showed Sam something the other day too before you asked him. I know we're big on wearing masks, but we're together. We're together all the time. There's a couple of places. There's a couple of places you can try this on your partner or whoever. One's the nose. If you take somebody by the nose like that, and all you're doing is literally taking your finger and placing it under their nose. You're not doing a little further space. I don't know if y'all can see where my finger's at. You're not putting it in his nose or nothing like that. You're just cupping right there in his mustache up and lifting back. They'll go just about anywhere you want them to go. Another one is brown punch. This is right here is where I'm poking at. I don't know if y'all can see, but right here, you take your fingers, do like this, and you're poking here. I hate this technique because it hurts, but ground punch, I grab them there and take them down just like that. So it's a lot of, we have a good time with it. I mean, but it's teaching kids, like I said, the Little Dragon Student Promise. We do 3 rules of concentration. We do five
What you're-
five rules of polite greeting. We're trying to teach young men and young women when they introduce themselves to someone to make eye contact, have a firm handshake, have a clear voice and a smile. Most important is a smile. You know what I mean? It's just welcoming to everybody. I understand what you know. Add anything?
If you got one more good one, because I mean, we got
One more good one?
good on time. We got about 4 minutes.
Come on. I'm gonna let you throw me. My son don't want to do it, but he's for me. I'm the one taking the brunt of it. Don't throw that too far, but we ain't got it. We might be a little. So if I was to come in and grab his cane, trying to take his cane, both of you. Ready? Now that might be a little exaggerated because like I see my lips hurt today, so. But typically, I'm not gonna tell you that, just grabbing things. What you're doing is grabbing his wrist and coming down and put both feet there. Just like that, and you're letting him go.
Let him fly.
Just let him fly. We've got other ones that are very similar to that. It's called a tumanagi. I'm not gonna do this one either because you can easily break your partner's neck. You gotta know to release. You come here, you take your other foot here, and the same thing. You roll back and you're taking that person down. Now, if it was not your friend and it was your foe, you would hold on to his neck. Because when he hits, it's gonna do some damage, it's gonna hurt. It hurts when you let go of him because typically you fly through the air a good 3 or 4 feet when we do it, but yes, you grab them, put your foot up and just roll back. What do you think, Sam?
I think that was good. I think that was good.
Any questions from you guys? Anything you don't see my son throw me again? What do you want to see?
Any requests, any questions? They're taking them. Anybody? All right. Well, they quiet tonight.
So, guys, I don't know if you mentioned to them about.
Yeah, we're gonna borrow that.
Okay.
I'll do like a quick tour.
I didn't interrupt you.
What? No, you good. Zoe, is Zoe on tonight? Because I gotta redeem myself real quick. Okay, so Emily asked, what about pressure points?
We do work with pressure points a lot. Derek can show them better than I can. To me, sometimes they can be difficult to find.
So right here in the collarbone, it's right in between the collarbone and the shoulder muscle, and you just push down, and that just brings them straight to the ground.
You can feel it right in there. There's a lot of them too, like if you ever notice that, when we handshake, we'll handshake like this. We handshake like that is because for one, it gives us control of the other person, right? But I mean, if you see, he does it too because he already knows, right? But you can do a lot of things from here too. If you step back and say, you know, you're trying to make good with somebody or something, you go shake their hand and they try to pull you forward, you just take them like this and, you know, put them where you want to put them, you know?
So is that
Get 'em out of the way.
your index?
Yeah, it's just being able to control the other person by putting pressure right there. I mean,
Yeah.
There's there's so much stuff that's hard to go over in like
Just a few minutes.
15, 20 minutes. So we just tried to give you all a little rundown. I know the camera seems like it keeps going down. Trying to see everybody. Yeah, you know that one. There's another one that's right here beside the nostril, nose. And when you do it, it's weird because it clears your sinuses, but sometimes it'll make your mouth just start watering. You know what I mean?
Is this just a nerve or something?
It's just like right there, yeah. It's like a
Right
pressure
there.
point. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody else got a question or.
Did we have any other questions? Hey, Michael, did you have any questions? I know they kind of have demonstrated pretty much kind of everything that they were going to demonstrate.
Yeah, we kind of. I mean, it was a quick rundown. It wasn't. You know, the curriculum's a lot more to it. I mean, if we got any people that are interested, we'd love for y'all to come by, check us out. come in, do a free class. I mean, we'll, come in, see if you like it. If you don't like it, cool. You might like what we got in the backside, something different, you know what I mean?
Let them know about your hours and.
Our hours right now, we're Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So Wednesday and Thursday, we're 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Then we try to do adult class at 7 to 8 is our plan. We got some adults that are starting to come earlier. So some of them work second shift or third shift, so it's hard for them to get in at the 7 to 8 time. So we're trying to be as flexible as possible. So 4 to 7 is 1 hour classes. So you got 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, or adult class 7 to 8. Saturday, 8 to 10, well, 8 to 11, but 10 to 11 is adult class. So it gives everybody a chance. As things start to grow, we'll start opening up more classes. We do homeschool classes. We typically do those Wednesday at like 1 o'clock. And the reason being at 1 o'clock because who's homeschool and it's a little price difference.
Yeah.
I mean, they still pay the original price up front to get the deed, but a lot of the homeschool families sometimes are bigger families and stuff like that. So we're trying to come up with stuff with the town of Wadesboro. I actually need to talk to Sam and some other people about trying to get we want to call it like a KICS program or something like that, or some less fortunate kids might not be able to make it in, but if we can set up a fund somewhere to be able to help them out to make it, I think it'd be a great idea. We have, we're gonna start doing BJJ. We just gotta have enough interest in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to get an instructor out of Charlotte to come out here. So for that, we'd probably need about 10, 15 students, at least a class full, 15. You'd like to see 20, I don't think you're gonna get 20 in here. It's a smaller classroom. You see it, Sam's been here. I mean, we've got enough room for 15 kids. With me and Garrett both instructing. I'm a chief instructor. He's an assistant instructor right now, but in December he's gonna be a full-blown instructor because of the age. It all has to do with age. But we got the same degrees, you know what I mean? That doesn't change that. We're both third degree. He still teaches in Charlotte on Tuesday. I teach Tuesday night in Charlotte. That's pretty much it. I mean, we'll work with time schedules with people. We got some that get kids every other weekend or whatever, and we'll try to double up weeks so they don't get behind and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, we look forward to having some of you guys come out and check, if nothing else, check us out.
Yeah, definitely come on down. Good, karate is a good form of exercise, and you learn some self-defense, and you learn some other techniques, and just some other like confidence type building.
You know what? And one thing I'd like to add that I know me and you talked about the other day. I've been noticing, and a lot of kids are starting to come that are being I'll skip back to that are being bullied in school and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I was talking to Sam because I feel like, we need to figure out how to become an advocate for these kids, for one. For two, they're coming to us, which I'm glad to have them come and learn some type of self-defense, but we're a last defense, you know what I mean? We're a, you lay hands on me type of defense, not a somebody bullying me or calling me names or something, or, to do it on social media and everything else now too. I mean, we gotta figure out something on that front to how to get it to stop, because the bullying, whether it be kids or whatever, I mean, leads to other things in life, right? Those kids might get bullied, and then next thing you know, heaven forbid something happens at a school, well, that kid gets blamed for it, and he might have been bullied the whole time, or vice versa. You might get a bully that goes on doing it, and getting away with it, and becomes, somebody in a position of power later on, whether it be a police officer or whoever, not necessarily a police officer, but I'm just saying with the things that have been going on in our lives here lately, when stuff happens, well, maybe it could have been prevented early on, by having discussions with them. We have bully prevention weeks. We have, what other do we have that we go through? Summer safety, where we sit down with the kids and just talk to them, you know what I mean? let us know. We are on our applications, we ask the parents, what are you looking to gain out of this? Self-confidence, physical fitness, self-defense, rate it and what you think is most important to you for your child. But I also don't want the parents to think that, don't want them to get upset. When their child's in here, to us, it's all about their child. If you're sitting out there and I didn't say hey or something, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But your kid is my #1 priority in here, not the adult. Unless you're taking the adult class, and then you'll be my #2 priority for the kids. But that's it. I mean, I think we just need to kind of band together, everybody, on the bullying front and stuff like that, and try to put an end to it somehow.
Cool. Well, I got one more treat for you guys before we get out of here. I know that some of us are into crocheting and knitting and all that cool stuff. And Mr. Airwood's his wife, I'm gonna take y'all on tour. So this is the rest of so I'm gonna follow y'all. I'll let y'all lead the way.
Well, you see the bags and stuff
Yeah, so
like
so
that.
there we go.
And then we got all our stuff up here. The student
All right,
things,
so Mr. Cole was a little tongue tied earlier. Let me turn it back on me so I can do this 4-H pledge for y'all. All right, so I pledge my head for pure thinking, my heart for greater loyalty, my hand for larger service, and my health for better living for my club, my community, my country, and my world. All right, so check out this pledge right here that they have. They have a similar. It reads, I promise to be a good person with both hands, thumb points to your chest, to put knowledge in my mind, with both hand, pointer, fingers point to both sides of the head. Well, that's instructive. Honesty in my heart, strength in my body, and have lots and lots of good friends. I think that's a nice pledge to have. So I just want to point it out since we do have a 4-H pledge as well. But I'll follow you guys so we can.
So I don't know if you give me any heads up on how this all came to be.
I didn't. I will let y'all do that.
All right, so we're walking through the waiting area. We have a little waiting area for the adults to come when they're kids. We tend to obviously separate the younger kids from the adults because a lot of times the kids will want to run to mom or something like that. So we put a place in here for the adults to watch the kids do the karate and kind of be out of sight, out of mind. Now, when we first started doing karate, again, Garrett's been doing it since he was in kindergarten. So he's 14 now, 3rd-degree black belt. So we were going, or Heather was going, and realizing that the other moms were in there and they would sit and crochet or knit or whatever while they were waiting on the kids to get out of karate. So we came up with the idea of, we'll walk in here.
All right. Crochet heaven, y'all.
Yeah. My wife, Heather, here, she loves to crochet, knit. I mean, we can't go to dinner, which Sam will find this out soon enough, without her having a bag of yarn beside of her to knit or crochet. So we've opened up a store. Actually, this is the front of the dojo because you actually come in through this way because we close it out up front because of the space. Mm-hmm. But all kinds of yarn, knitting accessories. She does, I don't want to talk for you. I mean, she does classes. They have a community night. She does a community night on Tuesdays when we're teaching in Charlotte, where everybody can just come out and hang out and knit or work on your project and talk. You know what I mean? Sometimes the biggest thing as adults or companies, anything, is communication. Mm-hmm. You can't push communication enough. And if it's just sitting down talking to each other over knitting or coffee or whatever, she does it here on community nights. And then again, like I said, she'll do classes or whatever else. I'll let her speak a little bit more.
I teach knitting, I teach crochet. I'm going to be teaching macrame. I'm also going to, I can help with just about any anything that you've got, I can probably help you with it. Repairs, things that, you think are unrepairable, bring it in here, let me look at it, and I can probably tell you that it can be repaired. We do Amigurumi, which is the dolls and such, like the little dogs and stuff. and we've got Ballerina
cool.
Dolls. And this is made with cotton from Brazil. A lot of the companies that I carry in here are really special to me in the fact that I found that they are really good yarns to work with. I think that everybody should have the opportunity to work with good yarn, because all yarns are not the same. You've got yarns that feel good next to your body, and you've got, ones that don't feel good next to your body. And you've got ones, there's different things. There's a science to the yarn, and there's a science to the way a yarn feels. And that kind of stuff, I like to really help influence how somebody how they go about choosing yarns for projects.
Yeah. And so guys, just so the guys know, this is something that so when I was younger, my grandmother, she would knit, crochet, she'd make socks, hats, you name it, we was getting it for Christmas, right? I'm sure y'all know, but what was a funny story was Heather was, when she very first started, she was having trouble casting on. Now, I've never done this in my life, but it was something I remember my grandmother doing it. I picked up the needles and I was able to show Heather how to do her first cast on just from remembering my grandmother from years and years
Muscle
ago.
memory kicked in.
When I was, and it was crazy. I mean, it was something else. So, and there's guys that do it too. I mean, look at that new US Bank commercial. That's the hilarious one.
That is so funny.
But yeah, it's
there's actually a little boy that he crochets things like so fast. You can find him on YouTube. I can't think of his name, but he is really good at crocheting, and he does it like super fast. Like he could sit here and look at you and he's doing something. He's done it 3 or 4 rows. I mean, it's phenomenal and no mistakes. So, but mistakes are what I enjoy, because I love to pull my yarn out as much as I like to put it together. So
what did Bob Ross say? There's no mistakes, happy trees, or clouds, or whatever.
There you go.
Right?
The most peaceful man.
That's right.
oh yeah,
Cool.
they say that if you made a mistake, just do it in the next row too. It's not a mistake.
There you go.
So
All right.
This is it.
wonderful.
Well, this is
us.
awesome.
We'd love to have y'all out and swing by, check us out. Like I said, if nothing else, come through and say hi.
So we got karate and crochet. So something for everybody. Hopefully you all will come and check out Studio 256.
And I'm open every day, Tuesday through Saturday. I'm open at 10 o'clock every one of those days. On Fridays, we close at 4, and Saturdays at like 2, 3 o'clock.
Cool.
And there's, I mean, literally, guys, we live right down the road.
Mhm.
So if somebody wants to come, they just have to be in the neighborhood, want to check it out. If we're here, I'll drive up here and meet you and just show you around.
Absolutely.
If nothing else, like I said, just to show you around. It's a great opportunity. It's a great exposure for us.
Cool. Does anybody have any questions before it's the last deal? We got 2 minutes. Any
Wow.
questions? I think Miss Chance is trying to say something. She's saying, hey. I think you muted Miss Chance. They can't hear you, but I think she's saying, hey. You still? Miss Chance, you talking, but you muted.
That's
There we go.
because Mr. Micah had the phone. We want to go ahead and get him registered. We were waiting for this grand event to take place with 4-H and Mr. Cole. So I was asking if he could come register tomorrow. He normally doesn't get home until 4:30. Are y'all open Friday? Because he's super excited and I want to latch on to that fire.
Yeah, so we tell me what time you want to come up here. We'll meet you up here. I get them fitted for a gi, and then he can start next week, or
That's
he can
what
start Saturday if you wanted to bring them early in the morning. We got a few kids that'll be coming Saturday to make up.
I gotta work Saturday unless I want to take them home with you. But you know, 5 o'clock will be fine if it's at all possible, because like I said, I want to catch him while the fire's burning.
Yeah, definitely. Bring them out, and like I said, we'll get them fitted and squared away, and then
Okay.
we'll set y'all up for next week. You know, to
That'd be
actually to take the classes would be a Wednesday or Thursday if that works for you. Or we can,
Thursday.
okay,
And what I'll do is tomorrow sometime, well, maybe, tomorrow, I'll send out everybody that's on, I'll send out your contact information, your email and your
Yeah.
number.
yeah, we would love to have them.
Now,
Look,
That'd
we'd love to have you out here too.
I told you this mama needed for exercise purposes.
Come on, we'll take it.
I also
Awesome.
sewing patterns, cross stitch patterns. There's an numerous amount beading. I've got all kinds of beads.
I don't know if y'all
Um,
know who the start of this is. It's not, this one's not finished yet. I
Oh,
can show
oh,
you
bless.
the product.
He just missing his
Okay.
ear.
No, don't show that one.
Huh?
Oh,
Don't show.
Lord.
It's a
It's a
It's a
Yoda,
baby Yoda.
Maybe you.
and I'm working
Aw.
on.
He got his ear
I've got
somewhere over there.
kits. I've
Yeah.
got kits that I'm selling so that they can make them themselves, or
Awesome.
Yeah.
possibly make them myself too.
Awesome. Well, we don't want to hold you guys up. I know it's been a long day for us all. So we will check you guys out, Micah Chance, on tomorrow at
Okay.
5. Yeah, super excited.
Okay.
All right. All right, y'all. Well, I thank y'all for joining on. Thank y'all for having us, coming out and showing us with the karate shop and the crochet and everything else in between. All right. Well, everybody that is on, good night to y'all. Y'all take care.
Good night.
Y'all have a good one.
You too.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.